For number 4, what you need to understand is that the graph of a proportional relationship always passes through the point 0, 0, which we consider to be the origin. So for this problem, you have to know that beforehand. I've included the hint on all of the warm-ups, but on the test you'll have to know that yourself, that for a graph to have a proportional relationship, the line that is on the graph has to go through the origin. So it has to go through here. And it also, so if it goes through 0, 0, and we're also told that the point passes through the point 15, 3, so let me just make up a point here that we'll label it 15, 3, then with that information alone, the 0, 0, we can determine the slope of the line, because we know that if it's at some point it started 0, 0 and went to 15, 3, that this y value, the change in y, 3 minus 0 would simply be 3, and then the change in x from 0 to 15 would just be 15, simplifies down to a slope of 1 over 5. Now what the slope tells me is that I can start at any point on the line, like at 0, right at the origin. Oops, let me choose a different color. I can start at the origin at 0, and then if I go up 1, so my y is now equal to, if my y is equal to 1, then I also have to run over 5, and so my x will be equal to 5. And if you look at the point that they're asking you to find, then the 5, y, you just solved out what that y coordinate has to be. That y coordinate has to be a 1 if we're following the slope of the graph. Another way of setting it up that is a little bit easier is you could set up a proportion also. So this would be your x value, this is your y value on your first point, and then this is your x value, your y value on your second point. So you can set up a ratio of x over y on your first point is equal to x over y on your second point. And then you just fill in the gaps. So the x on the first coordinate point was 15, the y was a 3, the x on your second coordinate point is a 5, and the y coordinate is a y, and after this you solve for y. And when you solve for y, you'll get that y is equal to 1.